It was about 2 weeks ago. I was walking home. It was late. It was about 2:30 in the morning. I had shorts on and a lace shirt. And before I hit the projects, I noticed somebody was following me. And it's like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, this guy must want to. And I remember that I saw a guy with the same shirt on the train staring at me. One of my friends lived right on the corner, so I had stopped there to act like I lived there to see if he passes me, because usually when somebody's following me that late, I let them pass me. I don't let them stay in back of me, especially if it's a guy. But when I did stop, he stopped on the side of me, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I went to go to the building, like go in front of him, and then that's when he grabbed me, threw me against the gate, and started hitting me in my head. So when he tried to lift me up, I grabbed onto the gate, and when he tried to drag me off the gate, I started hitting him with my right hand, and that's when he started hitting me harder, like in my face though now, because first was in the back, in my face. After a while, he noticed he couldn't take me off the gate, so he ran, and I started buzzing my friend's buzzer to let me in. When I went inside, I was like, I had a lot of blood on me. And when I was holding onto the gate, I fell on my knee. I have like scars, horrible scars.
Like, she was laughing when she was telling me the story. Like, George, this guy was determined. I mean, he was really trying to put my pants down, and I was elbowing him and hitting him, and he was still, you know, for somebody to tell a story like that, going through something like that, is, as opposed to me hearing it from somebody else, somebody who's not from here, like maybe from the burbs or somewhere, with tears in their eyes, oh, I almost got, you know.
I know everything happens to me for a reason in life, but I thank God that, thank God that it happened to like me, that person that could defend myself, than a girl that don't know how to defend themselves. Like, I try to get my friends to box too, because I'm not gonna always be there for you. You're gonna have to learn how to defend yourself one day or another. You're gonna have a boyfriend one day that's probably gonna try to hit you.
Erica is not only tough, she's brutal. Like, she doesn't, like, she's never sparred with female, ever. Everybody she ever sparred was men, never a woman.
I started at a new gym, and I met Crystal. I like when I meet girls that box, because you don't rarely meet girls that box, that are good at it. Like, when I met her, she made me want to get at her level. Like, I was like, oh man, I found somebody better than me. So she just like inspired me.
I had Crystal, you could say, from the cradle. All she knew how to do was street fight, and she was from the neighborhood. I already heard of her. My old trainer opened up a gym in her area, and she trained there at his gym.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, Crystal walked in through these doors when I first opened up the gym. She was the first girl that walked in through these doors. So from there, I took her under my wings and worked and trained and worked and trained her, and I knew what she's got. She's got a lot of potentials. She's only a baby. She just turned 17. And they said she keeps up the good work, she's gonna go a long way. And I know she will.
I'm 17 years old. Basically, I grew up in the projects my whole life. I used to just chill, like hang out with my friends in the projects, whatever. We just did nothing. Smoke weed, party, like do whatever we want, basically. If problems came to the hood, and we'll fight. When my pops passed away, that's basically how it was.
Crystal had a pretty hard life growing up, you know, as most of us did in this neighborhood. This helped to channel all that aggression, all that anger into something positive.
It took, like, me failing in school, really. Like, and I know I'm mad smart. Everyone always says I'm smart. And it was like me really failing, never got left back before. To get left back, that was like devastating to me. Because I seen people who, like, where I live, this happened to, and they made it nowhere. They either in jail or doing the same thing, selling drugs. And it was like, I don't want this life for me. So I decided to come here, and this took my mind off wanting to hang out with my friends. That I know they always gonna be my friends, they ain't going nowhere. So like, I just changed my life, got high honors in school. Basically, my pops passing away made me see, like, it had a positive impact on my life.